How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I wanted to share some of my 6-star attacks to hopefully help you guys learn and to see which attacks I'm using to take out which bases. So funny enough, I actually attacked this same person 2 times in a row. So we're going to take a look at these first 2 attacks on the same base and how I use a little bit of a different variation the second time, and hopefully you guys can take out very symmetrical bases like this with the exposed defenses on the outside of the base. So first off, we're going to be looking for the value for a cannon cart. If you can take out some of the defenses that are really bad for the Pekkas or baby dragons to deal with, then it works out very, very well. So in this case, we are going to be taking out the double cannon. And then we're sending in all of the troops from the bottom side of the base, using a bomber to break into the core of the base. And as long as you are using the Pekkas, and as long as you can funnel them into the core of the base, then you will have great success. If you cannot funnel them into the core and they wander around the base, a lot of times you're going to only get 1 star, sometimes 2 stars, and fail the first base. It's kind of crazy. So you have to be pretty careful with the Pekkas. Always make sure that you're setting up the funnel. But if they do get into the core, then you are good. So in this case, we have a few Pekkas left, just going around the base cleaning up. Have 1 Pekka almost dead. Somehow we did not hit any other bombs, and the Pekka is still alive for the second attack. So in this base, we see there are some exposed firecrackers, as well as there is a cannon on this right hand side that is not protected by any of the splash damage. You always want to be careful with the cannon carts on certain sides of the base where splash damage is not covering defenses. There could be Teslas or spring traps, so you always want to focus on setting up that side of the base first. And like there are Tesla pops and takes out the cannon cart. But if you are fast enough, you can drop one of your other Pekkas to help tank for it. A lot of times the raid cart will survive just barely if you're able to have something else help take it out. But that was the first 6-star on their base. So we look back, and the second attack, it is the same base. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We send the hero down to the bottom side of the base. Sending the hero from far away is always a good thing. It lets the ability charge up. And especially because we're just out of range of these short archer towers, the battle machine will get the 3rd tier ability. Send in the bomber from a slightly different angle, trying to damage some of these walls in front of the Tesla. And then since there was the ground expo on this version, we are distracting it with one of the Pekkas, and then now we are using the cannon cart to try and take it out. Unfortunately, the Pekka that was locked on by the expo does go down, so had to switch it to the lower version that has higher DPS, and then we can switch it back to the mortar mode. But we're still able to take out this double cannon, which is key. And then the Tesla doesn't go down right away, so it does get a lot closer. As you can see, the Pekka's actually circled around the base. So all of our Pekkas do die out on this attack, but we have the savior of the cart. Just finishing off the roaster, and we'll move on to the next attack. So far I'm using level 19 Pekkas. They're doing a pretty good job. The only other upgrade is that their abilities do a little bit more damage, which of course will help for the higher hit point buildings as we get there, but still these are the empowered Pekkas versus the Builder Hall 9 defenses, and they're, I don't know. I don't personally like them too much. I've sort of swapped to different strategies, which I'll show in the next attack. But you have to be very, very careful with the setup. So a swap to the air hero for this attack will help funneling the left-hand side to take out this cannon. Then the cart is taking out the cannon on the right-hand side. And then we have set up the base for some baby dragons. So now that we've taken out the two end firecrackers, this cart will start working on the third one, and the battlecopter is help tanking one of the other firecrackers, as well as the auto hut zappies. So now all of the air targeting defenses are down, so now it's nothing left but cleanup. So now let's take a look at what is currently my new favorite strategy that I've been using on a variety of bases, starting to get the hang of it, which is the mass baby dragons with one cannon cart. I've been finding that if you use all mass dragons, then it's pretty tricky to get through the second stage sometimes, depending if there are 4 or 5 firecrackers, and if some of the dragons don't have enough health, it could sometimes be bad. So what I've been doing is switching to one of the raid carts, because there's been a lot of other videos coming out recently showcasing the power and how some people are even just using mass cannon carts because they're super, super strong if you can strategically place them. But a lot of times where the baby dragons failed is that they would spend too much time taking out trash buildings, right? So in this case, we are trying to help funnel to get deeper into the core of the base. We always are trying to take out the Mega Tesla and the air bombs. Those are the two most deadliest things for the baby dragons. The archer towers and the Expo, they do some damage, but a lot of times if you get a baby dragon to directly target them, then it's no big deal. So now that we have set up the funnel, we'll start deploying baby dragons. We're going to try and use their breath ability on top of multiple air targeting defenses. So we use our first one up top, get the roaster and the archer tower damaged. And then as the air bombs lock on to our dragon on the right hand side, we'll use that ability. And then luckily enough for us, the top dragon still survived, so we can now focus on this bottom portion of the base, use one breath on the archer tower and the Tesla, and then a second breath to almost finish them off. There's a second breath, and then we finish it off. And we still have the raid cart available, which is the key thing to this strategy. If your cart dies, pretty much game over for the the second stage. So you want to be careful with it. Always want to guard it. Make sure it's set up, because a lot of times on these second bases, they have the 4 or 5 firecrackers, and then typically there's only 1 or 2 of the defenses that actually outrange the cart. So a lot of times you can actually sneak in the cannon cart and take out sometimes 2 or 3 of the firecrackers. A lot of times they'll pop Teslas as well, and it seems like there's almost no push traps on a lot of these bases. So we're using the air hero to take out the bottom side of the base and tank for us, so we can get direct access to this firecracker. And then we have our cart up top taking out these 2. Now this firecracker is upgrading, which is nice, but you'll see here in a second that it really did not matter. We still have 3 full health baby dragons, and we still have the cannon cart going strong. So we'll be taking a look at more on this strategy in the future videos. But if you enjoyed the video, I encourage you to like and subscribe. Helps me out a bunch. And there are a couple more videos on the screen if you want to keep on watching. Until next time, take care.